Hi, my name is Michelle Fondin, and I'm the author of The Wheel of Healing with Ayurveda, an easy guide to a healthy lifestyle, and also Help, I Think My Loved One is an Alcoholic, a survival guide for lovers, family, and friends. And I'm also the author of the upcoming book, Enlightened Medicine, Your Power to Get Well Now. And this video is more focused on that book, Enlightened Medicine, and integrating wellness from an integrative medical perspective. So the video series that I'm starting today is really about why are we so sick as an American society? What the heck is going on with society today? It's really crazy if you stop to think about it. My passion is health and wellness, and if you're not feeling well, if you're not feeling healthy, then how are you supposed to go out there and live the life of your dreams? If you're feeling unwell, if you're suffering from symptoms, then you don't have the energy to go out there and live your dharma or live your life's purpose. You just kind of go through day to day, just trying to get through the day. Now, what's interesting, and I hope the reason why you're listening to this is you have people that are in your life that are without a doubt suffering from one of the 7 chronic lifestyle diseases. I'm just going to read to you a couple of statistics to just show you how bad this problem is. And whenever there's a problem, you look at the problem and then also you look for the solution. So that's what we're going to explore here in this video series on why is America so darn sick. So I'm just looking at these statistics. Now these statistics obviously are a little bit old. They are still very prevalent and true because chronic illness statistics keep increasing year after year. So the first statistic is 133 million Americans, or 45% of the US population, suffers from at least one chronic illness. Now I'm going to say that again. 133 million Americans, or 45% of the US population. That is enormous if you think about it. That is huge. That's nearly 1 out of every 2 people. Now, if we continue along this trend, the statistic gets even worse. As we go to the year 2025, now we're in the year 2017, so just 8 years down the road, those numbers will increase to 164 million Americans, or 49% of the US population, that has at least one chronic disease. So let's define what a chronic lifestyle disease or chronic disease is. There are the 7 top chronic illnesses or chronic diseases, and the first one is heart disease. Now, in the umbrella of heart disease, of course, we're looking at a couple of things. So we're looking at problems with circulation, which could lead to another chronic disease, which would mean stroke. When you have blood clotting and poor circulation, and that usually comes from poor diet and a sedentary lifestyle. Heart disease also encompasses high blood pressure. So if you look at high blood pressure is another chronic lifestyle disease that is under the umbrella of heart disease. And so all of these chronic diseases tend to be interrelated to one another. And when you have one chronic disease, rest assured that there is another one creeping up behind the scenes, if not already present. Another huge problem we have with chronic disease in America is the problem with obesity. And let me just give you a little statistic on obesity. So $13 billion annually is spent on obesity. Now that's just people overeating, eating too much, and sitting most of the time. That is another chronic lifestyle disease. Let's look at addictions. So drug and alcohol addictions, obesity could fall under the umbrella of addictions as well. So as you see, there's like a common thread. These things are really interrelated. So the problem with addiction, so we're not only talking about alcohol and illegal street drug addiction, we're talking about legal drugs. We're talking about the problem with prescription opioids, which has increased by 25 to 50% in the past 10 years. That is insanity. These are drugs that are being given to us first and foremost by our physicians. And secondly, on the black market once people are addicted to these prescription opioids. You know, we're the largest consumer of the opioid drug Vicodin, which I'm sure you've heard of for pain-killing medication given after surgery typically. We consume 90% of the world's Vicodin supply. And I really believe that I've read a statistic somewhere that is a little bit higher, between 95 and 99 actually. But we consume 90% of the world's supply of Vicodin. Now, remember, there are 7.7 billion people on the planet. In the US alone, we have 330 million people versus 7.7 billion. Yet we consume the most of the prescription pill, which is called Vicodin, in the entire world. So addiction is another chronic lifestyle illness problem. Rheumatoid arthritis, which is a joint problem, inflammatory disease, that is another chronic lifestyle illness. And then, of course, respiratory problems. So we're talking about asthma, we're talking about bronchitis, we're talking about lung disease, things like that that are going to inhibit you from living the life of your dreams because you can't breathe properly. So I'm laughing a little bit about this. It's not a laughing matter. It really, truly is not a laughing matter. And that is why I'm writing these books. That's why I'm creating these videos, to make you aware of the actual problem that is real. It's present in the US today. This is something that is very, very real. And it's something that we oftentimes overlook. We don't even realize that the problem is as serious as it actually is. That's the bad news. Now, the good news is these, for the most part, are lifestyle diseases, meaning that what you do and what you don't do is what is killing you. So that for the most part, 99% of this can be rectified through healthy lifestyle diet, herbal medicine, exercise, meditation, mindfulness, spiritual health, mental health, relationship health, looking at healing from a holistic picture versus the Western model of symptom, pill, pill, to take away the symptoms from the pills. And that's really what is happening. What is happening is the augmentation of prescription medications is what is causing more of these illnesses, actually, and not less of them. So in this video forum, I'm really going to look at why. Like, why have we become so sick as a society? What the heck is really going on? So the reason, first and foremost, that I really want to just throw out there is that our medical system, the medical system that we have today, is a system of pathology. Pathos is a Greek word. Pathology, so the study of pathos, the study of what is not the norm, what is something that it deviates from the norm. In other words, our medical system is really encompassing how can I tell if the human body is going to go wrong and what is wrong with the human body. So our entire medical system is surrounded with this entire philosophy, is what can go wrong, what will go wrong, and what is wrong. Now, the opposite of pathology is wellness and health, which I would call healthology. I'm a firm believer of what you focus on is what comes to you. Because your focus and your drive and what you're really focusing on is what you will see. What you focus on is what is going to become stronger and stronger and stronger in your life. You will truly see what is not there if you look for it. Have you ever been really paranoid about something? For example, you got into a fight with a loved one and you started looking into that person's social media. I know all of you have done this at some point. even if it's your kids and you're wondering if your kids are out there doing bad things, hanging out with bad people or doing drugs or having sex. And so you go out there looking for clues. You go out there looking for stuff. You look at their social media, you look at their phone, you look at their call log. You might follow them somewhere. And then you start to find clues that may or may not be true. You start to jump to conclusions and you start to create assumptions, and you realize, like, yeah, okay, yeah, they're really doing something bad out there. And it may or may not be the truth, but if you seek it, you tend to find it. You tend to create stories around what you think is actually true. At the same token, if you believe that disease is inevitable, if you believe that disease is going to happen, and if you really truly believe that the human body was designed for ill health and sickness, then rest assured you're going to find it. However, if you believe in the philosophy of Healthology, meaning that your body is a healing machine and you are designed for health, that the norm is health, that the norm is wellness and well-being, and that disease is completely abnormal, that's what you will find too. You will find that health is normal, that you will feel healthy and vibrant and whole each and every day, and that the choices that you make will be designed for your own health and wellness. And that is what you are going to gravitate toward. You're not going to gravitate toward ill health. You're going to gravitate toward, how can I find myself in a situation where I'm seeking better health each and every day, each and every moment of every day. And you won't even think about ill health. So based on our system of pathology, let's just think about what has happened over the years to create this air of ill health and disease. I really believe that all this outside influence and all of the propaganda that is created surrounding ill health is what has gotten us to the statistic of 45% of all Americans having at least one chronic illness. Now remember, there are other diseases out there. I'm just talking about the chronic illnesses, the chronic lifestyle illnesses that I just mentioned. There are a lot more diseases out there that, will and can happen on a different basis. So for example, I'm not even talking about genetic diseases. I'm not even talking about accidents that happen in people that are having ill health because they trip and fall, or they have accidents and they break a bone. So I'm not even talking about that. I'm just talking about the 7 deadly chronic lifestyle diseases. So let's just look at this propaganda that has been created as a result of the philosophy that the human body will break down and you will get sick. First of all, the American Medical Association, when it was created, banished all other types of health care. And that includes homeopathy, that includes midwifery, that includes any other healing practices, even herbal medicine, which was the only way that people healed up until the time that synthetic medications were created. So between the time the American Medical Association was implemented and by the time they had their first drug that was synthetically made, there was a large gap, and nobody really knew what to do because the American Medical Association forbade the use of herbal medicines when everybody up until that point had been using herbal medicines for cures, and they worked. The plant kingdom has every healing property you could ever imagine to heal any ailment under the sun. So just because this organization went on a witch hunt and they said, if you practice herbal medicine, you're a witch doctor and you are banished and you will be put in jail if you give out herbs to people, there was a period in time for about 50 years where there was nothing. They really didn't know how to heal people, and they used really crazy measures like giving them large amounts of arsenic and doing bloodletting, purgation. They just tried a whole host of things to try to heal people. And actually people were afraid of doctors in those first 40 or 50 years there. They were just like terrified. They knew that whatever those doctors were doing usually created more deaths than created more life. It was insanity. So it really started with the regulation of medicine and the banishment of any alternative forms of medicine that the American Medical Association did not agree with. So let's move forward. So they did a really good job on having a monopoly on healthcare, and that trend just continued throughout. Now we're talking about not too long ago. I mean, we're really talking about around the year of 1850, and we're at the year 2017. So we're not talking, I mean, it's not even been 200 years since we've had this modern medicine or Western medicine or allopathic medicine as we call it. So let's fast forward to today. So let's look at today. I don't know if you remember that in the 1960s and 70s, when commercial TV ads were starting to be more and more prevalent, since TV shows were expanding and TV channels were expanding, and there were a lot of commercials for cigarettes. So you would see people like smoking and having a great time, or you would see the Marlboro man on the horse riding through with his cigarettes, and people were smoking and having a great time. Well, smoking also increased as a result of having all those ads on TV. Let's fast forward to today, and you see all of these ads for prescription pills. You cannot possibly watch a show without at least one ad for a prescription drug on the TV. It's insanity. And so what message is being sent out there? The message that's being sent out is, you're sick, you need this drug. You're sick, you need this drug. You're sick, you might need this drug and this drug and this drug and this drug and just this drug. So the message that's constantly being sent out is, illness is normal, illness is normal, illness is normal, illness is normal. You're sick, you're sick, you're sick, you're sick, you need drugs, you need drugs, you need drugs, you need drugs. That's the message that we're continually bombarded with. Now that's just television. Now, I have heard on the radio, even listening to NPR, and now NPR is hosted by these cancer centers and these radiology centers and these hospital centers. And so even on the radio, and then once you click on something on the internet, let's say you do a search on kidneys or something like that, then all of a sudden you're getting these pop-up ads with prescription pills, cancer centers, radiology centers, doctors. Like, it's all about, we are constantly being bombarded with ill health, sickness, ill health, sickness, ill health, sickness, drugs, 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 drugs. And we wonder why we have such a huge drug problem in this country. It's really this era of propaganda that is creating more and more and more and more illness, because we are not focused on health. We're more focused on pathology, and that's just the way our health system was created. Our health system was created so that we would feed into the economic model that keeps doctors well paid, that keeps malpractice insurance companies well paid, that keeps drug companies well paid. And then it's even taken one step further, because if you're watching this video and you're saying, well, yeah, but doctors help people, and drugs help people, and hospitals help people. My response to you is yes and no, but be careful what you're thinking and be careful what you're saying. Because if you're thinking that, you've bought into the model that your body was destined to become ill, and that all you need to do is wait around, and someday you will be sick, and someday you will be on those prescription pills. And that's simply not truth. So in this video forum, I'm really helping you to seek out truth, and to help you change your focus from pathology to healthology. Changing your focus from, I'm destined to get sick, this is my destiny, this is the way we're all going, to health is the norm. Sickness is abnormal. Taking a drug is abnormal. Going to the doctors is abnormal. It's not normal to go to the doctors. It's not normal to go to a hospital. That's not normal. Society has made it really normal, but it's not normal. Ideally, you should never have to go to the doctors. Once a year for a yearly checkup, if that. And now even for womanly checkups, it's now recommended for even pap smears or vaginal, cervical checkups, which, you know, I'm really surprised that it's actually gone to this measure that they said now it's once every 3 years. So you don't even have to go to the womanly doctor once a year. What I'm hoping is to help you change your perspective through these educational videos and through my book, Enlightened Medicine, Your Power to Get Well Now, because it's really about taking the power of your own health back into your hands. We've seemed to give away our power to drug companies. We've given away our power to advertisers. We've given away our power to physicians. And it's time, it really is time to take our health back into our own hands. Thank you so much for listening, and I look forward to seeing you in another video.